Thank you very much, everybody. I have to say, I'm going to start crying in a minute, 'cause I have to say I'm really touched by everybody's kind messages since I've got back. The welcome that I've had here, it just shows what amazing comradeship, which if I didn't know already, I know now in Sheffield. So thank you so much. So for people here who don't know what I'm going on about, I've just been to the West Bank, and I went with an organisation called, I can't remember it. Thanks very much. International Solidarity, that's the word. International Solidarity Movement. And what they do is they organise people into groups to provide what's called protective presence for people, farmers mostly, who are under constant threat from settlers and Israeli military. And in that capacity I went to Masafa Yatta. Now I've been asked here can you describe what happened in a few words? Well, I will say 4 words here. My time there was amazing and it was very beautiful. It might surprise you, I would tell you a little bit more about that, but it was also terrible and it was also shocking. It was amazing because I stayed with some people whose generosity absolutely knows no bounds. I was a constant reminder to them, if you think about it, of how awful it is for them. I'm only there because it's terrible for them. And I was staying in their homes, and these people are really, really poor. They really haven't got very much at all, but they have massive, massive hearts and an amazing amount of bravery. Every day they are up against armed settlers, people encroaching on their land, throwing things at them, driving at their sheep and driving at their children, and yet they refuse to leave. So they are amazing. The land is beautiful. I spent a lot of time taking very bad pictures of settlers, but I also took a lot of time taking amazing pictures of beautiful flora and fauna. And this is one of the things that I've come away with is actually we should all be visiting this freely and enjoying it freely and helping Palestinians thrive. Their country is rich. I was staying in a particular place where you have to go at night and you have to leave before sunrise. It's a firing zone, and if the Israeli military catch you there, they'll arrest you, deport you or whatever. So at sunrise you see this amazing undulating hills with dirt roads sketched into the distance. And I know lots of people here enjoy walking. We should all be walking through these hills. The places that I stayed should be guest houses and watering points for all of us, helping the Palestinian economy thrive. But the occupation is strangling it, and it makes me furious that this is being just stolen from these people. It's dreadful. So the land was beautiful. And as you can tell from a couple of things that I've said, it is shocking to see. I think the most shocking thing that I saw was settler children behaving terribly. Their minds are poisoned. You don't grow up to do that unless you're told to do it. So these are 15, 16-year-old boys tormenting families, playing on 4x4s like toys, driving through people's homes, and you end up having conversations about whose land it is. But actually, that's a sort of collaboration with the occupation. It's Palestinian land, full stop. But you end up having these conversations with the police and the army, because that's the only way that you might be able to move the settlers on. So that is absolutely shocking. And it's terrifying, of course, because the army is everywhere and they're all powerful. They can do whatever they like, and so can the settlers. And they have their own armed force called the settler police. And they are really gun happy. And when I was there, as some of you might have read from something I sent back and got published, a man called Sheikh Saeed was shot. The medics were prevented from getting to him in time, so he lost his leg. That was a very important point, that the army not only allows these shootings to go on, but they prevent medical aid reaching Palestinian people. He was taken to a military hospital, I think it's called Soroka in Israel, and he was under arrest. He was eventually released, and his son was arrested. I've got a video of his son being walked away. That's ridiculous. Now Boudi, the settler named Boudi, is the man responsible for this, and one day he will face injustice. When this man was shot, Sheikh Saeed was shot, an important point: why are the settlers encroaching on their land, on his land? They're quite strategic about this. Sheikh Saeed has a spring on his land that they want. They have a settlement not far from his land, which shouldn't be there anyway, but they just want to grab the water. He has a spring available to him. Where was I? Oh yes, Boudi, thank you. So I was with Sheikh Saeed's sister-in-law. They are the most beautiful family. They are such a fantastic, their kids are lovely. Iman and Khalil just treated me with such generosity, and so much so that they allowed me to make their bread one day. When we heard that Sheikh Saeed had been shot and his son had been arrested, I really felt something change in the atmosphere in their courtyard, and I didn't realise that she was Sheikh Saeed's sister-in-law. But more importantly, Boudi, at the start, about 14 months ago, at the start of the genocide, had gone to their farm and beaten them up and smashed their farm up, smashed their house up, and they've got not very much anyway. I'd seen videos of it, of how it was, and it was just a wreck. So they were, and I have to say this, they were, I think, a little scared that Boudi was going to go on the rampage again. But interestingly, after about half an hour, they made their phone calls, they just picked themselves up and they got on with their life. And that's partly awful because they've got no space to process their trauma, but also it is amazing because they're not going to leave. I know they're not going to leave. They are absolutely resolute. They go out and take their sheep along the ridge every day. The settlers are there every day harassing them, and they just brave it off. And it is also true that the presence of internationals there does dilute the violence. So I'm really pleased to be able to have been part of that. And they asked for internationals to be there, so I have to trust that that is because we are some help to them. But the one thing that I want to say to you, I'm going to stop now because I'm rambling on. The one thing to say to you guys is I have shown what you do to people there, and also I've shown some people in Bethlehem what we're planning to do on May the 15th on Nakba Day with the balloon, and I hope everybody here will be there. And I just see the smile in people's eyes, and the sort of the comfort is not quite the right word, but the sense that they are not forgotten, they are not alone, and that we are campaigning every day and as hard as we possibly can on their behalf, and they get a lot of encouragement from that. So please carry on. Please carry on what you're doing. Turn up to on May the 15th, all the other events, and I'm going to do a plug here. Come to Small Park Big Run midsummer weekend and have a fantastic Palestine festival in Sheffield. Thanks very much for listening, and also again for your welcome.